guys, welcome to Lisa Lives and my weekly catch-up. I'm winging this one today. Hopefully I can remember everything that I've watched. I'm in a bit of a rush to get this one done. I don't have much time. Let me show you my t-shirt first. This t-shirt's cold, but it needs to be worn. It's a Stranger Things t-shirt. I love it. I've ordered a Stranger Things Christmas jumper as well, so I'm looking forward to that coming. So let's talk about what I've been watching for the past week. So we'll get the old screen recorder on and see if it messes me about like it did last week. So the first movie that I watched last week, you can see there, is Sabrina. I'll try and tell you what it's about and not read what it says there. A girl loses her parents. She goes to live with her uncle and the uncle's wife. She's very depressed. They can't seem to get close to her. She's only a young girl. She's maybe, I don't know, 8 or 9 years old. And to try to get closer to her and to form a relationship, her uncle, who is her surrogate father, I suppose, he gets her a large doll called Sabrina. And things kick off in the house that are otherworldly. In which the doll is involved. It is not strictly speaking, a possessed doll movie. It's not that way. It is a possession movie, but I felt the effects in this were handled really well. I thought they were effective. I thought the acting was excellent in this one. I thought it was thoroughly enjoyable, and when it comes to this kind of movie, that's generally not my kind of thing at all, I felt this one was actually, they did quite a good job. This is not a English language movie. I'm not remembering at the moment where it's actually, what country it's actually based in. I apologise. I'm not going to come out and to IMDb and try and work out what it is, but it is subtitled, but it is worth a watch, folks. So that's Sabrina. I give that one a 2.5 out of 5, which I know doesn't sound great, but it's not bad. I was maybe a bit harsh there. I should maybe, let's see, I will actually change that to a 3. I think I was a bit unfair there. So, next one is Crazy Rich Asians. Right, I was having a little bit of a too much horror in October, so I've been trying to watch some movies that aren't horror for a while, just to sort of like even things out a little bit. So Crazy Rich Asians, I've heard a lot about this. I'd heard it's really good. The only thing crazier than love is family. An American-born Chinese economics professor accompanies her boyfriend to Singapore for his best friend's wedding, only to get thrust into the lives of Asia's rich and nothing else. Basically, this girl is dating this guy and has no idea that he is part of one of the richest families in Singapore. One of the founding members of one of the largest companies in Singapore, who actually own most of Singapore. And she finds this. She goes there with him, meets his rather, offbeat, oddball family, had some good and some bad experiences, and it is about her struggle to fit into his family, to be good enough. They do not feel that she is good enough to marry their son, because she's not from money, she's not, she's a normal girl, and she's not like, she's American as well, so that doesn't go down very well. I was expecting this movie to be a lot better than it was. It was okay, it was watchable. I did not think it was fantastic. I did not even think it was very good. I just thought it was all right. So, Crazy Rich Asians. And I give that a 3. What am I doing? Sabrina was better than Crazy Rich Asians. So I am changing that down to a 2.5. There you go. Come on, move. Next one is 50 Shades Freed. Oh my life. I have watched the first 2 50 Shades movies. Can I tell you I have not read the books? I have read excerpts from the books, and that's enough. How these got, well, frustrated middle-aged housewives is probably how this got so big. But the books are, the grammar, the writing is just deplorable. I did check out the movies, as I am a fan of Jamie Dornan, being from Northern Ireland, being from where I'm from. I do like him, so I have checked out the movies. To be fair, the first 2 movies aren't actually that bad. They're okay. To me, people say, oh, they're really kinky, they're really rude. It's a love story. And yeah, it's got sex in it, and there's nothing, unless you lead a remarkably vanilla life, there's nothing in those movies that is jaw-droppingly shocking to anyone with a healthy sex life. I'll not go any further than that. 50 Shades Freed, however, I lasted 20 minutes. And I had to push myself to last that long. In the first two movies, they did kind of convey the relationship between Christian and Anna a bit better, with him being the master, her being the submissive. And in this one, he just starts to bring that over into real life, and he's telling her she shouldn't be working. He's telling her, why haven't you changed your surname? Because they've got married. In work, he's walking in on interviews she's doing with male authors, being really possessive and jealous. And I know that's probably the road they're going down, that this sort of like sex fantasy master submissive is carrying over into real life now, and he feels like he owns her. But I couldn't be doing with it. I've been in a relationship like that, a very controlling relationship. I couldn't be doing with it, so I didn't watch any more of it. I've given it half a star because you can't give it 0 stars. So the first two, okay, fair enough, they're okay, but that one is abysmal. Sorry to bother you. I had really high hopes for this one, and I really did not enjoy it. In an alternate present-day version of Oakland, black telemarketer Cassius Green discovers a magical key to professional success. You can't open any more of that, but what it actually is he has a white voice, and his black co-workers say to him, use your white voice, and he pretends to be a white man making these telemarketer calls, and he finds that he has an awful lot more success doing that. I thought this would be a really interesting movie, a funny movie, but it just starts going down the route of arty-farty, trying to be overly clever, trying to like ram home really significant points that don't work, and they just turn the viewing experience. I'm wondering, why can I not? What's the point of me clicking on this and it's not opening. It opens the photograph. I don't need to see the photograph. Go away. But it won't open that synopsis. Anyway, I wouldn't recommend that at all. Next one, Down a Dark Hall. I was maybe a bit bad with that one as well, 2.5. Welcome to Blackwood, where lost girls find their way. Kit, a troubled girl, is sent to an exclusive Blackwood boarding school, where she discovers that only 4 other female students have been admitted to learn the 4 pillars of knowledge under the ominous wing of the mysterious headmistress, Madame Duret. This one's actually quite good. I didn't like how it ended. I think that's why it's got the score it's got here. This one has got Uma Thurman in, is the main actress. Let me give you some more names. Anna Sophia Robb, Isabel Furman, Victoria Morales, Noah Silver. Basically, she's a bit of a bad girl. She's not doing as she's told. She's a bit off the rails. She's been accused of setting fire to her school. It never really goes into the background. She denies it. It never goes into background about that. But they're all sent to this school. Uma Thurman is the really weird... Is she Russian? She's foreign and she's got the weirdest accent. And these girls are all troubled girls. And this school is meant to make them excel in a particular area. There's music, art, mathematics, what are the others? Writing, is that it? Can't remember. Anyway, each of the girls starts to excel in a specific area, and I mean they're writing symphonies. They are solving equations that have puzzled the richest or the smartest minds for many years. They're painting artwork that hasn't been, the like of which hasn't been seen for years. And one of the girls, Kit, sort of begins to think there's more to this. Why are they developing these talents? Why do they keep like almost waking up in areas where they don't know how they got there and what's happened, and they've just done something that they don't remember doing, and then she starts to see things. There's something weird going on in this Blackwood school. And there is perhaps a sinister reason as to why these girls are adopting these talents. So yeah, it's actually worth a watch. Down a Dark Hall. It is slow. The cinematography in it is beautiful. It's quite dark, sort of big dark gothic-y type house. I would recommend it. It was worth a watch. Next one. Oh my life. Dog Days. Would you look at that picture with a dog with a helmet on? Elizabeth is a charming anchor woman who seeks advice from her dog's therapist. Tara is a spunky barista who dreams of life beyond the coffee shop. Daisy is a dog walker who's enamoured with a client. Garrett pines for a woman while trying to keep his adopt a dog business afloat. The beloved canines in their lives soon start to influence their careers, friendships and romantic relationships in funny and unexpected ways. If you like dogs, this movie is... I love this. I was not expecting this to be anywhere near as good as it is. Maybe you have to be a dog lover, but that little dog on its own, with a little helmet on, oh my life. There's all different kinds of dogs in this. There's like an old staffy in it, and you never get older dogs in movies. That little chihuahua, there is a really overweight little pug. There is a big, like, hairy, I don't know what type of dog it is. It's bigger than a Labrador, a big white hairy thing, but not a Dulux dog. The hell's that? Really weird lights have just gone past my window. Is it a UFO? Who knows? But this movie is so sweet. It is a drama, comedy, sort of love story. Lots of different stories we're following, lots of different people's situations. It's got one of the young lads from Stranger Things in. Who does he play? Is it Adam Pally? No. Who does he play? Garrett? John? I can't remember, I apologise. One of the young lads from Stranger Things is in this and he's excellent. And the granddad from This Is Us, is that what it's called? The American like drama about a family when... Oh. Ignore me because I don't want to be telling you things that aren't true. I didn't have time to sit and properly research names, I apologise, but all I will say is if you like dogs, watch Dog Days. I loved this, I cried numerous times, not always for sad reasons. It was a beautiful movie, just such a nice, beautiful movie, and the dogs have got such a big part in this movie. They're not supporting roles at all. I loved it. I just thought it was really heartfelt movie. The Houses October Built 2. I have to apologise to Movie Massacre, I did not like these movies at all. I know he likes these. The first one I was a bit meh about. The second one I didn't actually watch all of it. I watched about 3/4 and I got bored and I said, oh Jesus. I was falling asleep and I'm an insomniac. That tells you something. Maybe that should be my put me to sleep film. I didn't like it. It's a found footage movie about a group of people that go across America visiting different haunted houses. I watched the first one as part of Shocktober, or during October. Maybe it wasn't as part of Shocktober, but anyway, I watched it around Halloween. And the next one is the same group of people going back to visit more haunted houses. And after the experience I had the first time, I just didn't get that you would do that anyway, but I didn't enjoy it. Two more films left there. The first one, Puzzle, which I also really, really enjoyed. This is a movie about a middle-aged woman. She's married with three kids, two older boys and a younger girl. She's very much taken for granted. The film opens with her working at a birthday party. She's like bringing out all the food and the drinks, and she brings a big homemade cake, big massive chocolatey looking thing. Oh, with all the candles on, and she brings it out to the table and everyone's singing happy birthday, and then you realise that they're singing happy birthday to her. So she has made her own birthday cake and she has catered her own birthday party, and you sort of get that feeling of she's taken for granted, she's not respected, you know. She doesn't have very much worldly knowledge. She doesn't really know what, the boy, one of the sons brings home a girlfriend, she doesn't know what vegan is. She doesn't understand. She, not from a point of being rude, she just is ignorant, as in she doesn't know. She thinks that this girl can eat fish. She doesn't quite get how a person can be vegan. She's like, how are you going to get your proteins? And it paints her across as a person that's very sheltered. She's looked after her family her whole life. She hasn't had any worldly knowledge, and one of her birthday presents is a puzzle, as in a jigsaw puzzle, 1,000 piece, and she completes it very quickly, and she finds that she loves it. So she goes to get another one, and the journey to get another one takes her to New York into a little shop, and she buys 2 new ones. And long story short, she realises that she's excellent at doing these puzzles, as in competition excellent. She answers an advert to someone looking for a puzzle partner to take part in the competition. She begins to develop feelings for the person that she's taking part in the competition with. It's a movie about love, it's about marriage, it's about respect, it's about very old-fashioned male viewpoints of the female's place in the world, very alpha male viewpoints of what your son should be doing as a career and what he should not be doing. The son wants to actually be a cook, a chef, but the father's very much, why, that's a woman's job, that's a woman's work. And he doesn't understand why his wife, she keeps from him that she's going to meet this man to do this puzzling, because he doesn't want her to do anything outside of looking after him and the family. And it doesn't have an explosive ending. There's not an awful lot happens at the end, but it's just a story, and I love movies like that. I like to follow it. It's a character play. It's an exploration of how a lot of women, I think, feel out there that are like married and have children, and they just feel invisible to the world, and they feel that they're nothing outside of what they do for their families. So I enjoyed that one, but it wouldn't be everyone's cup of tea. And lastly, last night I watched The Clove Hitch Killer. I watched this on a recommendation, not a recommendation, Aaron from Screen Stars reviewed this one. I watched the review and I interested. I love serial killer movies. Clove Hitch is obviously a knot that they learn in the Scouts. I was in the Guides, I remember learning the Clove Hitch knot. So it follows there's a murderer who ties his victims with a clove hitch knot. He also leaves the clove hitch knot at each scene, tied onto something as his, this is me. And this is a movie about finding out who that killer is. I don't want to give too much detail on this because I don't want to spoil it, but it is pretty much put across from very early on who the murderer is, who's doing this. But someone finds out who the murderer is, and this person does not want to. They keep making excuses as to how it's not. They're picking it up wrong. It's not the murderer. They couldn't have done this. And the movie follows this individual trying to work out if this person they suspect to be the killer is actually the killer, and they have help from someone who provides a little twist in the tale later on. But that twist's very predictable, and I did pick that twist up. I knew it long before it came. But it was a really entertaining movie. It was very well acted. It wasn't massively fast paced, again very story based, quite slow, but I really enjoyed it. It's that whole sort of like, it's more the human side. There's not violence and all this sort of thing. He's very much obsessed with bondage and with tying women up, as you would guess from the Clove Hitch Killer. And the movie doesn't follow his acts, it doesn't show his acts, so if you're watching it for that reason, then it does show one instance in the movie where he ties a woman up, and there's nothing much showed beyond that, so if you're watching it for gore or for really heinous, horrible acts, you're not going to get that here. This is the story behind the family, the story behind the person on the surface and the person behind closed doors. And I can't say anymore because I'm going to say something I shouldn't and then I'll give it all away, but I would recommend it. I thought it was really well done, really well acted, well worth a watch. Really good cast in this one as well. Dylan McDermott, he was in American Horror Story, a couple of the seasons of that, so stop screen recording. So yeah, that is the movies I watched this past week. TV, I'm a celebrity, I'm still watching. I do enjoy it. I know a lot of people don't. I do, what can I say? What else? I've been watching Always Sunny. I'm in season 3 now, halfway through. I'm watching Goldberg's, obviously. I'm watching Ink Master, I follow. Oh, Grey's Anatomy, new season has come out and I didn't know, and there are 7 episodes of it. 7 episodes of Grey's Anatomy for me to watch. I love medical programmes, dramas. Grey's Anatomy. House MD is my favourite. I adore that. I watched a documentary last night that was amazing. It was called The Girl Without a Face, and it was about a girl that had a 2-kilogram tumour removed from her face, and it was so interesting. It ended at a point that I would have liked to have seen more, because she did need further surgeries at the end. She wasn't left like they were going to leave her totally, but the tumour was like, it had invaded her entire frontal like her bones had been eaten away, and half of her, it was touching her brain, and when they took it away, half of her face was just gone. They had to take 2 ribs and skin from her back to make a flap, but that went gangrenous and rotted, and then they had to do it again and take a flap from her leg, and that one thankfully took, but it was so interesting. The surgery was right in there. I love to watch surgical programs, and I'm just intrigued. I love any type of surgery. I just, it's like wizardry to me. And it was really interesting to watch how they did it, how they put it all together, and that, right up my street. So yeah, that was on Netflix. I think it's called The Girl Without a Face. It's really interesting. I think that's all really I've been watching this week. I've started Vlogmas. I have got 6 days pre-scheduled. That's maybe cheating, but I don't care. Vlogmas is release 1 video a day for the 25 days of December up to Christmas Day. It doesn't say you need to release what you did that day, because I put my tree up in November and decorated it in November. I had to show that. So I've got 6 days scheduled because I need to, hopefully tonight I'm going to record my 3 from the segment for December's issue. We are doing Gremlins. I can say that now, it's not going to change again. Initially it was Santa's Sleigh, then it was Rare Exports. We skirted with Black Christmas, but we finally decided on Gremlins because it's a bit different. People forget it's a Christmas movie. A lot of people in the horror community concentrate on slashers around Christmas time. We wanted to concentrate on something a little bit different, a little bit fun. So we're going Gremlins. And so I hope to record my segment for that tonight. And I did a Disney tag with my son Isaac today, which is a tag about an upcoming trip to Disney and what you're looking forward to in different aspects. So that will be going up soon as well. And yeah, that's all I can think of to tell you for now. Music wise, I'm just listening to Death to Nicky Borg, acoustic album and a solo album. Nicky Borg is the singer of Backyard Babies. You all know my love for Backyard Babies by now. He has done a acoustic live album in the studio, which it's just him and a guitar really, and I love it. I love acoustic stuff. I probably prefer acoustic stuff to the full. When you get a stripped back acoustic set, I prefer that to the full electric set. I just have a real love for acoustic. And an album he did called Ruins of a Riot. I'm listening to that and really enjoying it. So yeah, let me see, it's on my phone, just in case. I know, I think it's Christian from Jen's Reviews from the Grave. Am I imagining things that he likes Backyard Babies? If he does, thumbs up to you, Christian. Most people don't even know who they are. So if you're interested in checking that out, the album's called he did a series called Homeland, Chapter 1 and 2, which I also have. This is Homeland Chapter 3, live in the studio. And the other album is called Ruins of a Riot. And I love them. I really, really like them. I just love the guy's voice. I love Nicky Borg. He is awesome. He has just done a series of gigs around Sweden. They're from Sweden, with Dragon from Backyard Babies, the guitarist, and some footage has gone up on Instagram, and oh my life, they're sitting in like what looks like a pub playing and the people are all around them, and I want to be there so bad it hurts. By the time I can get to these sort of gigs will be when Isaac's grown up and left home, and they'll have retired by then. So they're releasing a new album in 2019 and I am keeping everything crossed for a UK tour. I will be keeping my Christmas money to pay for a flight to see them, if that's the case. Please, oh, if they would only do Ireland, but never do Ireland. But they're doing a support tour for Skid Row next year in the UK. No Irish dates. So I can't justify paying for a flight and a hotel to see Backyard Babies do a support slot for another band. Skid Row should be supporting Backyard Babies, never mind the other way. It's not even the real Skid Row anymore anyway, so rant over. Lisa needs to see Backyard Babies. I haven't seen them in, what age am I this year? I haven't seen them in 3 years now, and I have severe withdrawal symptoms. I need to see them. So yes, I will go now. I will stop waffling. I have waffled for 20 minutes. I do apologise. That's my catch up for this week, guys. Let me know in the comments if there's anything, as I said before, you would like me to talk about, like me to cover, and I'm happy to do so. So I'll leave you there for now and speak to you again next week. Over and out from Lisa Loves.